Hello Delicious and all, my name is Yugo and welcome back to Rushtal Archetype Explained. In today's video we're going to cover an archetype that for me I find very interesting, an interesting concept that can be a unique style to Rushtals even though it's a couple years old. Introducing the Berry Fresh archetype. First shown actually in deck mod pack Requiem of Destruction, it was originally only had one monster in this pack when the first wave of support came out in Dark Matter of Phantoms. They have had a very soft landing when it comes to Rushtals, with them being very underpowered, but it's a very fun use. So let's move on to the main deck monsters, which they do have a classification system, as most archetypes in the series does. With the classification of these monsters all being level 1, both being the Aquas monster type with water attribute with 100 attack and 500 defense. With the main deck monsters being based around strawberries being for these themes of these cards. Berry Fresh Artless, a level 1 water attribute Aquas type effect monster with 100 attack and 500 defense. The requirement effect is during the main phase this card is normal or special summoned. Add 1 Berry Fresh Happiness or Berry Fresh Happiness Harvest from your graveyard to the hand. If you add Berry Fresh Happiness Harvest, by this effect, you can send this card from your field to the graveyard. Honestly, like the design and adding a monster for the archetypes from the graveyard to the hand, back to the hand is very interesting. And with Happiness Harvest, you can send itself to the graveyard is actually good for all monsters for the deck that are basically level 1. So yeah, no tribute fodder. So let's move on to Berry Fresh Chesty, a level 1 water attribute effect Aqua's effect monster with 100 attack and 500 defense. The requirement for this effect is to send one other card from your hand or face with the field to the graveyard. This card gains 1500 attack until the end of your opponent's turn. Then if you have 5 or more Aquas attribute monsters whose original attack is 100 in the graveyard, you can just draw one face down card on your opponent's field. Itself is alright. The ability to make itself have 1600 attack till the end of your opponent's turn is quite good for a level 1 monster, and it reminds me of Transformer Rhynek. But even then, if you have 5 or more Aquas attribute monsters in your graveyard with 100 attack, the whole archetype, its ability to destroy a face down monster is quite good. It's very rare face down monsters can be seen, but some face down monsters have some competitive use in Rushtals. Next, moving on to Berry Fresh Cure, a level 1 water attribute Aquas type effect monster with 100 attack and 500 defense. The requirement for this effect is to send one other card from your hand or fist with the field to the graveyard. This card gains 1500 attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then you can add 1 Berry Fresh Garden or Berry Fresh Swim from your graveyard to the hand. Like Chesty itself, it's alright. Its ability to make it have 1600 attack until your opponent's end phase is alright. The way it truly shines is its ability to draw either spell or trap, the spells or traps in your graveyard, with one of them being their field spell, and even recursion to the hand. It's always good to see this in Rushtals, especially when certain decks like to, mill themselves quite a lot, with literally 0 recursion. And the same in the TCG. I'm looking at you, Light Swan. Looking at you. Next we have Berry Fresh Happiness, a level 1 water attribute Aqua type effect monster with 100 attack and 500 defense. The requirement for this effect is to send one Aquas monster from your hand to the graveyard. Honestly, this being the first Berry Fresh monster to be revealed, it's actually quite good to set a preference, and these especially give an advantages to pop back for a threat, such as Mirror Force or Magic Cylinder, if you do this by sending one monster with 100 or less attack. Though its attack boost does not last till the end of your turn, even then this card will make you happy that you get rid of the threat. Berry Fresh Happiness Harvest is a level 1 water attribute Aqua type monster with 100 attack and 500 defense. The required effect is during the main phase this card is normal or special summoned, you can send 2 other cards from your hand or face of the field to the graveyard. This card gains attack equal to the number of cards sent to the graveyard to meet the requirement's effect, times 1500 until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then if you have 5 or more Aquas attribute monsters in your graveyard, this card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's spells, trap effects until the end of the next turn. Honestly, a great card to end the game with. with the ability to take recursion back cards to the hand, and the ability to send other Berry Fresh monsters who doesn't have an attack boost to get them off the field, with the attack being basically being 3,100. Yeah, it can take on some maximums or mostly fusion monsters through best to play one copy though. And with 5 or more Aqua's attribute monsters, milling yourself doesn't seem like a bad idea for once. Berry Fresh Pleasure is a level 1 water attribute Aqua type effect monster with 100 attack and 500 defense. The requirement effect is to send one of a card from your hand to the graveyard. Hand or field to the graveyard. This card gains 1,500 attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then if you send a monster whose original attack was 100 to the graveyard to meet the requirement of this effect, you can change one card in your opponent's field to face down the defense position. To be honest, this card is very meh. Like the effect, it's alright, but it's okay by sending any card. It's fine, but you're more or less going to send a monster with 100 attack to the graveyard to gain advantage of Chesty's effect better, but other than that, it's meh. Berry Fresh Rich is a level 1 water attribute Aqua type effect monster with 100 attack and 500 defense. The requirement effect is if you have 10 or more cards in your deck during the turn this card is normal summoned, send 2 other cards from your hand and field to the graveyard. Draw 1 card. Then if you send an Aqua type monster with 100 attack to the graveyard, you get to meet the requirement of this effect, draw an additional card. Honestly, this monster's alright. The ability to draw a card is welcome, and if you send a monster who's obviously 100 attack and whose original type is Aqua to meet the effect, to draw, yeah, it's alright to me. There's not much other than it being very rich that you get to draw another card. Berry Fresh Shy is a level 1 water attribute Aqua type effect monster with 100 attack and 500 defense. The requirement for this effect is none because it's a continuous effect. If you have another Aqua type monster in the field with whose original attack is 100, face upon field, your opponent monsters lose 1,500 attack. Honestly, the continuous effect is very much valid. It combines, if you combine two of these together and harvest, yeah, you win the game. The game is won thanks to the turn being at 2 copies. However, because of Shy was limited now to on January's ban list for Rush Duels in 2025, yes, this card was hit to 1 on the ban list on the 1st of January this year. This card, in my honest opinion, A+ for meta defying. Well done, Shy. Well done. Berry Fresh Smart is a level 1 water attribute Aqua type effect monster with 100 attack and 500 defense. The requirement for this effect is send one of a card from your hand or field to the graveyard. This card gains 1,500 attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then you can add 1 Berry Fresh Garden or Berry Fresh or Strawberry Farewell from your graveyard to the hand. Smart is actually alright for its ability. Just add the field spell or another one of your cards in archetype from the graveyard to the hand, so milling yourself isn't very bad. A not very strict requirement to ask for the effect from the graveyard is very smart of her. Now onto the spells and traps, and yes, these cards do really help Berry Fresh in its unique styles before we can define the deck list that they can kind of fit in. Strawberry Sue Generous is a normal spell card with the requirement for no effect. The requirement being none, because of course. The effect of this card is draw 1 face-up monster with 1,500 or less attack on the field. Then special summon 1 Aqua type monster whose original attack is 100 from your graveyard face-up to your field. Honestly, the ability to bring back a Berry Fresh that you want that was already hit to the graveyard is actually good. The ability to get rid the ability also helps you stack your graveyard to meet the requirements for 5 or more Aqua monsters in your graveyard. That is very generous of it. But it also helps to get rid of some of your opponent's monsters that like monsters with very low attack stats. Berry Fresh Garden, a field spell card with no requirement. The effect of this being, while this card is in the face of field zone, face up Aqua type monster in your field, whose original attack is 500, original defense is 500, gain 1000 attack. The field spell is one of the best I've seen for a rush to support its archetype. The ability to help other aqua type monsters whose overall defense is 500. It can boost their monsters by a simple 1000. Not much to say for such a simple card, but it's very good in my opinion. Very fresh swimming. Requirement's effect is when your opponent normal summons or special summons a monster with 1500 or less attack face up to on the field while you control a face up aqua type monster on your field with whose original attack is 100. Effect: destroy all face up monsters on the field except monsters whose original defense is 500. Honestly, the ability to wipe all monsters on the field, if this is really good, and excluding your very own very fresh monsters, you're pretty much safe to even some of the strongest fusions, synchros, and even some maximum monsters. So honestly, pretty good fresh, pretty good swim, pretty good. Hunting Strawberries is a normal trap with the requirement of when a spell or trap on your field is destroyed by opponent's card effect. You can destroy one monster, face up monster with 1500 less attack on the opponent's side of the field. This ability to destroy one card, this card itself is not very good. To what it needs, like this card would be better to take on high attack position monsters, high attack monsters, then obviously lower than 1500. Even then, it's good, but in reality, no, don't ever play this card. Strawberry Farewell is a normal trap with the requirement when a monster on your field is destroyed by opponent's attack, or if the card effect, and you have 5 or more aqua type monsters with 100 attack in your graveyard. Destroy one card in your field on your opponent's field. The ability to destroy one card in your opponent's field, it's just one of your own cards gets destroyed by a battle or card effect. With you having 5 or more aqua type monsters graveyard with 100 attack, it's really good. It can be help in bad situations or near ends of game to have a comeback. Honestly, with this card you say farewell to your opponent's monster. Well, now we know the main gimmick, what can we do with these guys? So with these guys, because the gimmick of these guys is sweet things and they're playing the garden, you could just make a deck really just focused around them. With cards such as Abyss Soldier to help deal with maximum monsters, Salvage to even add back your very fresh monsters from graveyard to hand because Salvage adds monsters with 1500 or less attack. Or you can even use Drowning Mirror Force to just shuffle back all attack position monsters into your opponent's deck. Helping deal with the very high threat this deck struggles with, being monsters with over 1600 attack, aka almost every tribute summon monster. And if you really want to combine them with a deck that, can still use all these cards, try the archetype. Try either the Bubble Actresses or Bubble Eric archetype to help with some of the high attack position monsters and the ability to regain life points, which is something your deck will need to do. And with all that, that's all I had to cover. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications if you guys want to keep up to date with videos. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is Yuyan signing out.